at a certain point, you realize you can't have every pen in the universe. And maybe you should share some of them with people. So I've got this Waterman's 15 here. It's a nice shape. It's still got the red wax in the 15 on the barrel end there. The imprints are pretty solid. They're really good, actually, if you can see them. Of course, I've got no light in here at all. There it is. What's cool about these is they have there's the globe, the ideal globe. And the patent dates on these are cool because they're really early. So that's what, May 23rd, 1899, and August 4th of 1903. These are great because they're big. Zoom out a little bit here. They're big. They're not huge, but they're big, which is nice. They hold a lot of ink. I'm just going to dip these. What does this thing look like when it's posted? It's pretty good size. I'll zoom out a little bit here. See, it's pretty big. Fairly chunky. These are a nice size. They really are. Let's see. It's got a flexible nib. I'm not sure exactly what the date is with these. They made them for a long time. I mean, they made them, from what, 1904 or something like that, at least, to through the 20s, really. So, I mean, they made these forever. Let me see if we get a little something to wipe this off with. Here we go. I always seem to dip and then not wipe them off. And, let's see what we can do with this guy. Or gal, or whatever this is. This inanimate pen. This is nice. As you can see, you get lovely line variation. Yes, quite. This is a great pen. No wonder I bought it. Thing is, when I have more than one of a thing, then I'm kind of tempted to let go and share. This is a nice pen. And it's pretty smooth all around. It's not, some of these can be, great writers, but not necessarily great to draw with. This one I think you probably could draw with if you wanted to, because you can move the nib in all sorts of crazy directions. And I'm playing with this entirely too much because I really thoroughly enjoy it. That's why. Thorough enjoyment. That is too cool. That's a nice pen. Alrighty, well, there's that one. I'm going to try to make this as breezy and succinct as I can make it. Okay. So here's a Schaeffer. An early Schaeffer. I like early Schaeffers. I'm not as crazy about the later ones, but the early ones I really dig. So I got that zoomed way in. So we have lots of grain. Chasing is looking really good. I don't think this has any. This doesn't have any chips or cracks or anything like that. Sack is good. Replaced. Where I just saw the imprint, and where'd it go? Is that it? There you go. It looked better upside down. I wonder if I have to zoom out a little bit. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, William A. Schaeffer. Penco. So it's got some sort of June 27, 01, I think it is. Anyway, there's the imprint looking good. So let's see what we can do with this guy or gal or whatever it is. I think it's a guy too because it's on the bigger side. At least that's kind of how it worked at the time. It's got the early feed, which is really nice. I like these earlier feeds. They seem to be more generous with the ink, especially with a flexible nib. Their second generation ladder feeds are a bit more parsimonious with the ink, I'm afraid, which can be kind of frustrating if it's a very flexible nib. I've been kind of going through that with my changing lanes pen, one of them anyway, that I got recently, fairly recently. Anyway, so let's see what we can do with this one. All right, getting comfy here, trying to. All right, let's see what we've got here. Much finer, or not much finer, but finer. And it's definitely got a kind of a feedbacky thing, but this is an elegant line. But elegant. Super duper. I'm running out of ink here. Awesome. Very nice. And this is a bigger pen too. You know, it's not huge, but it's, you know, it's a good size pen. Definitely a full size pen. What else do we have over here? Got another pen ready to rock and roll. Not just, see, you know, we go deluxe here. We don't just do rock. We rock and we roll. So what is this guy or gal or thing? This is another one. This one's a bit older. So this has the other one had the Schaeffer's clip, which is the second one they had. This is the Schaeffer clip, which is their first clip style, which is neat. And it's got this fancy schmancy band here. This, the very end of the clip, of the cap rather, has been clipped off because I think it had a crack at one time. I think that's what happened there. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit, maybe get a little bit better look at the chasing. Anyway, the chasing is good on this also. Just have to try to zoom in on it. See if we can get this thing to focus at all. There you go. See, there's the chasing. There's the imprint. Where are we here? Let me zoom in a bit. Walter H. Schaeffer, Penco, W.A. Patented August 25th. That's weird. 25th, 08, Fort Madison, Iowa, USA. There's the chasing. There you go. Finally, okay. Let's see what we're going to do here. Maybe I'll flip the page. I think I will. I think I oughta. I really oughta. Let's move the ink over here. Give this a little dip. I seem to be less messy with the dipping of late, which is good. See, there's that early feed again, which I like a lot. It's just wetter. It's simpler. and wetter than the ladder feed. Let's give this a little dip. This is a nice one too. And again, you know, I bought these for a reason, you know, because they write nicely. And they've got cool nibs and stuff. Okay, there's a big blob of ink that I'm glad I'm wiping off. There you go. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do with this little dude. Not so little dude. It's a good size pen. And what is this looking like? What size? Well, alright. Zoom out a little bit here. And in a little bit more. There you go. I'm turning into Bob Ross, kind of. Not really. I don't have the fro. Let's see. That's nice. Okay, so in a bit. There we go. That's another dip. Oop. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's funny. It seems like when I dip these, I get just as much of the section wet as I get anything else. Seemingly. Anyway. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is a fun one. These are all fun. As I said, there's a reason why I bought these. They're great. I just have multiple examples. It's starting to run out of ink again. But yeah, these are good pens. I'm very, very happy with these. I'm kind of falling in love with them again. Which is kind of embarrassing. I'm supposed to be sharing these with the world, for crying out loud. And not just having fun with them myself. All right, let's move on to another one. We got this guy over here. Oh, yeah. So I got this one. When did I get this? I got this in, I think I got this in Baltimore. This is fun. This is a little kind of no name. Reliable. There you go. That's just the kind of thing they wanted to convey. That's just how reliable this pen is. Gosh darn it. There you go. What do we got here? That's got some. Over here we've got a little. There it is. It's upside down. It's incredible too. It seems like when it's upside down, it focuses no problem. You know, but when you want to try to focus on it right side up, forget about it. All right, so there's reliable. Boo, boo, boo. Reliable something or other. I don't remember what else it says over here. There you go. Not quite sure what that says. Looking at the display of the camera, and it's just, I don't know, it's not really working very well, is it? Anyway, this is not an expensive pen, but, you know, it had a fun nib. I was like, why not? Why not have some fun with this one? So let's give this a little dip. The lever on this one, too, this is interesting. It's kind of weird. The lever on this one doesn't really, like on a Waterman's, it'll stay open like here. It stops like right about there. And this will too, but this actually kind of goes, it keeps going. It's kind of weird. Whoops. And that's just the way this particular lever is. So when you're, you know, cleaning out or whatever, you can kind of like have it up to there and it'll be all right. Anyway, but that's normal for this particular pen. Believe it or not. Strange design, I know. But that's what it is. That's how it worked. Let's see if we can get that good and dipped. You know what? I'm running low on ink in the bottle there, and that's what's going on. That's part of the problem. I'm not getting a really great dip with a lot of these. So that's what's going on there. All right. Let's see how that works. All right. So here's the reliable. I'm getting myself kind of readjusted so I can do some more writing for you. All right. Yeah, nice nib. You know, this one may be better for writing, I don't know. But it seems pretty good. Like, it's pretty smooth all around. There you go. Nice. I've run out of ink. Needs to be redipped. But you get the essence. You get the deal. You get the there you go. Look, so these are all really pretty comparable. They're all pretty similar. Got pretty wide there with that M for May. As in ouf da May. I guess that's what our Minnesotan friends say. I find it endlessly charming. For whatever reason. From my Nutmegger, Connecticut perspective. Anyway, so what is this guy? This one's nifty. This is cool. I probably shouldn't sell this one because I don't have any others like it. This is, I believe, a French Waterman's 52V, which is cool. So it's a little vest pen, but it's, you know, full size width. It's got what I'm assuming is nickel silver trim. So this is something that really you didn't really see in the US. And it also has, I don't know if you can see this here. Let me zoom in a bit. Up here at the top, it says Waterman's in a sort of like horseshoe up at the top. That little teeny tiny Waterman's up there. And it's got that kind of clip where it says Ideal on there. So it's kind of cool. You know, it's a little bit off the beaten path, if you will. How is this for imprints? Not bad. Reg US, pat off. Fountain pen, not a whole lot of info. This one, I'm not sure if it's late 20s or early 30s. It's probably late 20s. That's my guess. Here's the 52V. Imprint. It's a cute little pen. And what's neat about these too, and I really like this actually. I like these. It's sort of like the Parker Duofold Jr. too, although not quite as chunky. But see, now that it's posted, it's a nice size. You know, it's just, there you go. It's a perfectly nice size. And let's give that a little dip. I'm going to do this. Okay. And this one has what appear to be really worn, or it appears to have very worn chasing. I think is kind of what's going on with this one. So this one is definitely on the used side, but not that, it's not faded really. I mean, it's got some fade, but it's not bad. All right, what are we doing here? All right, so this one seems to be on the finer side. Yeah, these are nice. Nifty. These are fun. I'm falling in love with them again. I should do this more often. I forget how fun this is, you know? I think that's exactly what the problem is. I keep forgetting. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches. I've got so many nifty pens here, and I really do want to share them with people. You know, it's not, this isn't just for me, you know? I mean, I like sharing them with people, you know? All right, so what do we have here? All right, so this is really pretty. This is the last one. Yeah, this is number 6. This is the, this is a Waterman's 12. You can't beat it. Great pen. It's like the 15. only, you know, the smaller but really standard size. The 15 is really considered an oversized pen. Now, this one, let's see if we can zoom in on that 12 at all. A little hard to see, but there it is. Upside down, of course. But there it is. Waterman's 12. But it's this really pretty mottled pattern. Red and black hard rubber. Really pretty. And, you know, again, the only reason I'm selling this one is because I love them so much. I've bought a bunch of them. There's the little hole in the cap on the top. And the imprints are pretty good on this one as well, if I can find them. There you go. But imprints are so cool on these things. And again, you know, this is a function of mostly the lack of light here, frankly. If I had more light, it'd be a lot easier for this poor little camera to focus on everything. Maybe I can zoom out and then go up a little. Sometimes that works. There you go. And again, this has the 1899 and 1903 dates on it. And again, I'm not entirely sure when this one was from, but I suspect it's on the early side because of that hole and because it's this mottled pattern, which is really pretty. But yeah, this could be like 1912-ish, somewhere around there. Neat pen. Give this a little dip and see what we get out of it. Aha, I am definitely going to have to wipe that. I'm impressed with people's ability to dip pens and not get lots of ink all over the section. I just don't know how people are able to do that. I really don't. It's a trick. You know what part of it is, though? Is light. People can see what they're doing. I can't. It's unreal. All right. Oops, that's the feed there. Yeah, let me wipe off that feed. That happens sometimes. There you go. Yeah, this one's really fine. This is a very elegant, very fine. It's a little toothy. This one's definitely more for writing than drawing. And it's great for writing. It's almost like a pencil in terms of the feel. Very elegant. Very nice. And I'm not, forcing any of this stuff. I'm just kind of, I'm doing what it feels like the pen wants. What it can do, Here you go. Very nice. So yeah, these are all I'm reluctantly letting these go, I'm afraid. But they're so cool. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our little time here together, and I hope that, hey, it was awesome, dude. Have fun.